Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you thoughts of the day. This is your morning briefing. Clearly not a lot to report. It's just barely 8:30. Birds are wildly behind me, going crazy in the tree over there. I had to refill the bird feeder. I thought that was kind of shocking, and actually this one needs refilled as well. And I have them landing on the big, huge wreath, eating. That's a different type of bird, a little bit bigger. There's your bird update. Let's see, what else? I just listened to a little bit of the Richie Allen show. I don't know I think most of my viewers are probably aware of this, but there is some legislation going through Congress that, and it's got a lot of co-sponsors like Chuck Schumer and Democrats and Republicans. It is about, basically, what the bill says is that any business that goes along with, supports the BDS, boycott, divestment, sanctions against Israel or dear sweet loving Israel, they could face a felony, with huge fines and jail time. It's absolutely ridiculous. So the major overriding, I think, theme of the Richie Allen segment, to which I just listened, was something along the lines where he thinks that his guest thought that AIPAC probably overplayed their hand on this one because, one thing that I think Americans sort of come together on is our ability to protest or to take part in things like this, free speech, that kind of stuff. And also the ACLU has gotten into this as well. And of course we have people like Chuck Schumer saying, oh, I didn't know that part was in the legislation about the penalty phase. Give me a break. So just wanted to alert you to that. What else? Who else? Oh, North Korea, yes. Here's the thing. Evidently, the Washington Post, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, connect the dots. Washington Post, owned by Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos also owns Amazon. CIA has a contract with Amazon for storage, cloud storage, like $600 million they gave Amazon, which would be, the same owner as the Washington Post. So there you have that. They, of course, are clutching pearls and coming out with a report about North Korea and how they have this ballistic, missile ability, nuclear, all this stuff. I don't even know what to believe. I don't really believe the Washington Post, ladies and gentlemen. From the stuff I've heard on alternative media that isn't, owned by corporations and stuff, and the military-industrial complex just itching for a war, is that they don't really have this capability. I mean, it just really puts me in the mind of that, of the lead up to the Iraq War, quite frankly. Iraq, pardon me. So, remember when Colin Powell went in front of some panel, I don't remember which one it was now, holding that Glooby? No, he wasn't holding a Glooby. He was holding something that supposedly was, I don't know why, it was such a prop, it was so evident. So, I don't really think that it's a time to clutch pearls. I haven't unpacked the story wildly, but I just did want to remind you of the connections to this only source. And of course they're using, I don't think they named anybody specifically. I think they just said intelligence agencies say that X, Y, and Z, and it's all from the Washington Post. Here's the thing. What if one day the Washington the Washington Post was telling the truth? They've cried wolf so many times. I just don't know what to believe. I really don't trust them. Last time I heard anyway, my God, I hope I'm right, actually, is that North Korea doesn't have this huge capability. And just one more thing. This is what I do really like about that Mike Rivera character on what really happened, is that he explains, why is the United States the only one around to march around with nuclear weapons? Not that we're the only nuclear power nation, but, we just go around and flex our muscle and threaten this one and threaten the other one and build up NATO forces around Russia and do all this stuff. Like, why are we allowed to do this, so to speak, and yet people like North Korea and Iran aren't permitted to build nuclear weapons in defense? Why don't we take Israel to task on their nuclear weapons that could annihilate the whole region over there, ladies and gentlemen? So, at any rate, those are just a couple of, I guess, national news items I wanted to bring your way. I think that's really all. I have to, of course, work wildly today and, sell advertising like a machine. And then toward the end of the month, we have the Crawford County Fair here, ladies and gentlemen. It's the largest agricultural fair in Pennsylvania. It used to be anyway. I think it still is. And those are pretty good campaigns. But this next week, I think, is what I call a fly-by-the-seat of your pants campaign or a potpourri campaign, or in other words, we don't really have a campaign. See how it works with the paper? Is there's different, weeks, like I always joke and say National Pickle Week or something, or, I can't think of anything offhand. Shop locally, it's your best bet. We do that, or, different things like Secretary's Day week or whatever. I'm sorry, administrative professional. I'll never forget, oh Lord, whenever I first came on board with David, I think the first year it was still secretary. No, it wasn't. They had changed it over to administrative professional. I don't know. I still kind of call it Secretary Day. I don't see anything wrong with secretary. My God, Secretary of State. Could be a man, could be a woman. I don't think it's sexist. I used to do these man on the street interviews for the paper. It wasn't really interview, but it was a question. I'd ask the question of the week. I need to get back to that, ladies and gentlemen. Remind me, would you? It was a little area that I actually invented, and it was called, here comes a vehicle. It's not what it was called. It was called something like over the fence chatting with the neighbor. And we had this graphic, kind of old-fashioned, of, well, two cartoon figures chatting over the fence. And then I would ask a question. It could be ranging from, like, the Crawford County Fair. What's your favorite activity at the Crawford County Fair? And then it would be, their headshot and an answer. That was kind of fun. I should really get into that again. I would ask sometimes, tying this into the Secretary Week, I asked some secretaries, actually, former ones and ones that were still in action, how they felt about the name change. Did they mind it being called Secretary Day? All of them were fine with Secretary's Day. See, a lot of this stuff, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's like the powers that be, the limousine liberals, the real rich ones and things. I think they get offended on behalf of other people, and then suddenly everybody's clutching their pearls and yelling PC. I don't know. Give me your thoughts, feelings, and emotions below if you would. This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Please remember to join together with me and draw up your political identity so that we can focus on issues in order to make this world a better place one day at a time. Sweet Jesus. Bye-bye.